Here's 50 must-know FL Studio workflow tips that'll definitely save you hours. Hours you can use to produce instead of wasting it on workflow. Let's go. Hit Shift, hold left click and slide. That's how to add samples. Select samples by holding Control with left click and slide, moving them as a whole. Need to copy something? Control+C. Need to paste? Control+P. Want to mute a sound without deleting it? Double right click and hold the right click. Check how a single element sounds in loop mode by pressing Alt+Y and left click. And since the last FL Studio update, you don't have to create volume automations manually. Just draw them into the sample itself. Now slicing is easy if you hold the right click and use it instantly to get rid of the part you just cut. You can also remove unwanted sample parts, automations, or patterns like this. An easy sound design trick is to use FL Studio Sampler. Go to pre-computed effects and play around with the stereo delay knob. And guys, check out my EDM samples at musiccore.com. They're yummy and used by over 3,000 producers. Now with the content. Making several arrangements like original mix, extended mix is easy. Just click the upside down triangle on top of arrangements, add on, and scroll between your different arrangements. You can save a project fast with Control+S and save it as a new version without deleting the original with Control+N. And quick WAV export with Control+R. Easy, easy, easy. Okay, to save CPU space, export patterns by going into Patterns in the top left, quick render as audio clip. WAV files are less memory intensive than plugins, so you're welcome. Now obvious tip incoming, but use the bottom left corner search bar to quickly find plugins. This is a big time saver if you have a bunch like me. Need to undo? Control+Z. This is probably my most used shortcut. Now, again, CPU issues, F12 with close all the open plugins, keeping your workflow smooth. Still lagging? Hit Tools, then hit Macros, and switch Smart Disable for all plugins. Now every plugin that's not playing is disabled. Still lagging? Either get a new computer or try hitting Tools, then Macros, again, and purge unused audio clips. You can quickly automate by right-clicking on Parameter and hitting Create Automation Clip. Okay. Too many automations becomes chaotic, so tweak the parameter that you want to link to an existing automation. Hit Tools, go to Last Tweaked, hit Link to Controller, and select the automation you want to use to control the parameter. Instead of moving every single point manually, automate scale levels by right-clicking on the top left corner of the automation, go to the articulator tools, and press Scale Levels. Create rhythms and piano rolls by hitting Alt+U to open up the chop tool. Use the knob Time MUL to determine note velocity. Now you can create rhythmic patterns easily. Want to glue repeating notes together? Hit Control+G. This is good for workflow and to generate creative ideas. Open piano roll with chords, press Alt-A for ARP tool, use Time MUL knob to make the ARP go fast. And play around with different modes of ARPs by pressing on the downward triangle. That's easy chord creation. Select different kinds of chords by pressing the downward triangle in the top left corner, head to Stamp and select any of the chords. Scale highlighting identifies notes that are outside of the scale. Click the downward triangle, view and scale highlighting, press automatic, and now you know which notes you can work with. Want to change octaves? Press Control plus arrow down or up to change octaves up or down. The same thing can be done with notes. Just select the note and hit Shift plus arrow up or down to transpose it one single note in either direction. Now to humanize chords, don't do it manually. Hit Alt+S and open up the Strumizer to adjust the velocity. This makes notes less static and gives them a human vibe. Need to select multiple channels? Right-click on the channel to select or drag down to quickly select a range of channels. Want to hear a solo channel? Hold Control plus left-click on the mute knob. Now you can hear the instrument individually. Remove unnecessary plugins from your project, save your CPU space, and organize it better. Just select the channels and Alt-Delete. Instead of assigning every single channel individually to the mixer, select them and hit Control+L. Done. Select multiple mixing tracks by holding Control while you hold left-click. Now you can do stuff like reduce volume of all the mixer tracks in one move. Or you can select every track by hitting Control+A. If you reuse stuff like a bass on every track, I advise creating mixer tracks as a starting point. Shift plus Control+S to save your mixer track state. Open it by right-clicking on the mixer track, head over to the file, and select it from the list. Reposition your mixer tracks fast by Alt plus directional key, depending on left or right. Organize your projects with color. F2 will allow you to quickly rename mixer tracks and give it its own color. Want to hear a single element in the project? Hit Alt+S to solo mix the selected track. And if you hit the knob at the bottom of the mixer track, you can mute all the effects applied. This lets you hear the difference between the raw and processed sound. Using a bus turns several audio signals into one. So I'll link all of my drums to a drum bus, compress them, and they sound more whole. Just right-click on the track, go to Dock to, and press right. Now link mixer tracks to the bus by selecting the track, right-clicking on the upward triangle of the mixer bus, and select route to this track only. Okay, quick render your mix track into WAV to save CPU space. Just select the track, hit Shift plus Alt plus R, and there you go. Your WAV is now in the arrangement section. Want to open up Edison? Hit Control plus E. Trying to stay in key? Open Edison and hit Regions, then detect pitch regions. For better EQ, use Fruity Paramedic EQ and open up frequency. Just type in the exact number you want to hear. Focus on the mix result, not the numbers though. It varies per song. Switch Paramedic EQ to linear phase mode by pressing the Lin knob. This is really helpful during mastering. Don't use an expensive linear phase EQ when you can use the Paramedic EQ from FL. And last, make a template. Your projects will be way easier to set up. Just save your project as a template, and if you want a default template, hit Options, General Settings, and head over to Default Template. Now select the project name of your template, and make sure the startup project is called Default Template. Leave comments about your favorite shortcuts that I didn't cover, and if you need EDM samples, check out musiccore.co. Over 3,000 producers are using my packs. Why aren't you? And if you want more tips and tutorials, just check out the channel. I got you.